till we get to our certain quota here. So it's important that you like, comment, and subscribe. But this is the market decision research panel where you can sign up and you can potentially make $50 to $150 per market research study. So it's important that you fill out your name, address, email, address, zip code, all that good stuff. What you're about, where you work at, all that good stuff. Just go ahead and fill out that form, and then just go ahead and click the submit button, and then you'll be locked into their database. So, in case the people that's new on my channel, I talked about a lot of focus groups and different market research studies where you can participate and you can get paid. They are not scams. I've shown you time and time and time again. You can go on my channel. I have at least about 100 different videos where I talk about different market research and stuff like that, or 50 something videos where I talk about them and I have made good money. Respond.io, user interviews, focus forward or focus group, Avid Rental Research, um, Elliot Benson. Those are just to name a few off the top of my head. How do I know? Because I've been actually participating in them. I'm not going to sell you. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you nothing that I wouldn't do. So they are legitimate market research, and this is just another one to add to your repertoire of other ones to make money, and it's called market decision research. But I'm not going to hold you guys. It's really easy. Sign up. You'll be locked into their database, and then once you're locked into their database, they will actually email you different studies that's based on your demographics and age group and stuff to that nature. But I'll see you guys tomorrow for the last video. Bye. Today we have CSL plasma where you can make up to, they say ideally up to $700 per month, but if it's 4 weeks in a month and they only paying about $100, you can make up to about $400. But it could be more than that too. It just all depends on how many days. Like if you can't donate blood every single day, but you can, if you come on Monday, then you can come back Wednesday, and if you come on Wednesday, then you can come back. You can't come back until the following week, which is that Monday, Wednesday. So it's always those two. It's always that one day after you can't do it, and you have to wait the following week after the second day of the week that you come. So ideally 400, but some people are less than that, even less than 400, because you may not want to donate your blood, because one thing about it is you might get fatigued, you may not feel right after you do it. So it's a lot of reasons why people don't donate blood, but I've realized that if you want to make some money, you can, and you're healthy, and you've done it before, and it doesn't take a toll on you. But there's just some requirements that I learned when I actually tried to donate blood. If you have high blood pressure, you won't be able to do it. If you are feeling sick or nausea in that day that you try to do it, they're going to reject you. If you have an HIV or any STDs or whatever, you cannot donate blood because they want healthy blood. So those are just all the things you want to do. And just so you know, you can be there for about an hour or two, or even 3 hours or 4 hours, because it depends on how many people's ahead of you. They have to do a lot of tests, check your blood pressure, make sure you're feeling well. They ask you a lot of medical health questions. So it's just a lot to this. So it may not be the right opportunity, but if it is, you can go ahead and just go on to cslplasma.com, and they also have the app where you can go ahead and pretty much download it, and you'll get information about when you can come back. And they have deferral periods too, where if you test for high blood pressure more than twice in a day, when they run it twice in a day for you, say for one time you had high blood pressure, and then they check it in the next 15 minutes, it's still high blood pressure. Your pressure is high still. Then they're going to defer you, and they're going to ask you to come back the next day. At that point, I don't know if it'll even be worth it, because if high blood pressure runs in your family, then this may not be a right fit for you. But if it doesn't, and you healthy and you meet all the requirements, put in your first name, last name, email, phone number, zip code, and all of that good stuff, and they will send you an email letting you know what's the closest one to you. You can even search here for finding the closest center to you. They have them everywhere, and they even have it in small towns. So, and if you don't like this CSL, there's a whole lot of other different types of plasma donation centers too. This ain't the only one. I know, and I verify and I check. So, and you will get paid. They're gonna load it on a prepaid card for you. So after your visit, you're gonna get at least $75 or $100, or depending on how much blood you donate. One of the criteria to look out for is that if you are less than 110 pounds, they won't accept you because you're really small and you can't donate that blood. The more blood you donate, you might die. Some people have had allergic reactions and different things of that nature. So it's just a whole lot of information that you want to take in before you even consider donating. But if you don't have any of those problems, just go ahead and fill them out and go to the actual center. Unfortunately, this is not online. This has to be done in person. But this is just something to add to your list of side hustles if you want to. Because sometimes you can't do everything online, and sometimes you have to do things in person. But if you want to go ahead and do it in person, that's good. But if you want to find other opportunities, you can do that as well too. I'm pretty sure there's no way you can donate your blood online unless you send it to them by mail. But that's not going to happen because they want to test it and make sure that it's legit, and they don't want you to waste your blood by just sending it in. So, but other than that, let me know if you have any questions. But other than that, take care, money, women, make yourself. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share. Bye. You are selling your own personal websites to different people, and you, in exchange for selling it, you get the money to from them. So basically, say if I want to sell a very popular website like a Minecraft website, and I know a lot of traffic, traffic is generated from that website. I know that I'm gonna get money from selling the actual platform, but I'm also gonna get money from actually selling from the views and the clicks on that website as well too. So I'm doubling my profit. So basically, all it is just these are websites. These are yeah, four different websites where you can sell websites and make money from. So basically, if you already have your own domain website, www dot whatever the website title is, you can start selling your websites on here by clicking start selling. And basically, it's going to have you join the largest domain marketplace. So basically, how it's going to work is that once you market your website, it's gonna have you list. It's gonna have you in front of potential buyers that might want to buy that website. So you got to make sure your website is up to date. There's no defects with it. There's nothing wrong with it because when people are buying it, the first thing they're gonna see is the visual effects of the website, like how visually appealing it is to the eye. If they like what they see, then they're going to keep going further down the list to meet all of their criteria, what they're looking for in a particular website. So you can join the world's largest domain marketplace. So get started by making money with the broadest distribution network, connecting you with domains with the right buyers. So once you click here to sign up, it's gonna sign you up. So you're gonna list your domain names at Afternic. Listing your domain names at Afternic couldn't be easier. You're just a couple steps away from having your domain listed on the largest domain name marketplace in the world. So you can put how much you want to sell it for, the floor price, the minimal offer. So the minimal offer meaning that you're not accepting anything lower than $2,200. But the asking price can be 4,000. So it could be anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000. But I say if you're just starting out and you don't have much experience, I would say lower that down to maybe 500 and then ask for the asking price for 1,000, just so you can be kind of fair. Because you don't want to seem like you don't want to overscan, especially if you don't have a lot of experience with website flipping. That's really important. You can price your domains. So it sets up everything for you to be in a good place. You really want to check out your website before before you're posting it on these particular platforms. That's going to ultimately sell your website. You want to make sure you're checking for the website, if it's clickable and it's valid, because sometimes we might have created websites years ago and someone else might have bought that and we didn't know that. So you want to make sure it's still under your name or however you did it originally. You want to make sure that if you design it yourself, it's visually appealing, because there's no worse than going to a website and you think it's good, but then you go onto the website and say, nice. You know, that's the worst feeling ever. You want to be visually aesthetically pleasing to the eye. That's the first thing, and then you want to look at if there's any effects, see if it's still generating traffic and all that before you actually go on here and actually sell it, because that's the worst thing. You think that your website is still doing good from all those previous years, and come to find out it's only one person coming on there once a month. That's not good organic traffic, and that means no one is and that means somebody is less likely to buy from you. So just check all those little nuances before you come on here and before you sell it. And that's just one website. We have another one where it's called Flippa. Basically the same thing. You're selling your website. So you can click here to sell now. And it's gonna, walk you through all the, thing that you need to do. So it's really important that you read these instructions. Prepare for your listing, create your listing. It walks you through each steps. And that's what I like about these websites. If you're really new, it walks you through all the steps that you need to do to be prepared. So when someone buys it, you're ready to go. And then you can click sell now after you follow all those instructions. Um, so it's really important that, you do what you need to do to make sure that you're actually going to be able to sell your website the right way. Then we have another one where it's called Motion Invest. So you can get help with selling your website quickly, and they list all helpful all it lists all helpful activities that it needs you to do to prepare your website. And then our last one here is EmpireFlippers.com. And again, you're starting for free, so click on it, get started, register. It's probably going to want to know a little bit about you. They're going to find the best buyer for you, and they're going to take you through a whole list of instructions to be able to sell this website on your own time. But there you have Empire Flippers, Motion Invest, Flippa, and Afternic. Those 4 different websites that you could potentially make money from. So say if you got 50 websites, say if you got 25 websites, and these 4 websites, you could potentially make $25 an hour selling both of these websites if you wanted to. And it's more websites online that I haven't even touched that you can research yourself. But as always, let me know if this makes sense for you, if you need more help. Just message me and we can try to work on a business plan to try to get you to start selling your websites if you know anything about that. If you don't, Google it, research, learn as much as you can, and then start making money from that. It's not an overnight process. You're going to have to take a lot of learning curves, but you can do it. But other than that, I believe in you, money makers. Have a great day. Bye.